fourth graders. Welcome back to reading class. Happy Friday. I hope you have had a great week. Today we are going to finish our nonfiction text boot camp. So we have talked about text structures, text features, and how to find the main idea, the topic, and the supporting ideas or the supporting details of a nonfiction text. So we're going to do something a little different, a little fun for your assignment today. But before I show you that, we're going to watch this quick video just to wrap up talking about the structures of a nonfiction text. So this is just a silly video to talk about that.
Hello, readers. Let's talk about structure. When architects and engineers design a building, one of the considerations they have to make is structural support. How's this thing gonna stay upright? How do we make sure it doesn't blow over in the wind or collapse in an earthquake? And so they say, okay, maybe we'll put reinforcing steel in the concrete, or put X braces on the outside, or big old pylons in the center. Well, writers do pretty much the same thing. When an author creates an informational text, they ask themselves the same question. How's this thing gonna stay upright? How shall I structure this text? Because although it's not physical in the way that a building is physical, texts have structure. You can't touch them, but you can see them. Now, there are many ways to structure a piece of writing, but today I want to talk about 5. Chronology, compare and contrast, cause and effect, problem and solution, and description. Let's talk about each one in turn, using the medium of one of my favorite foods, pizza. I recognize that's a really weird-looking pizza, but you can learn anything. I'm going to get better at it before this video is over. So, chronology. Chronology is events described in order. Chronos is Greek for time, so anything that has that distinctive C-H-R-O-N root is going to be about time. Chronicle, chronometer, chronically. You can suss out if a text is using a chronological structure if it's a sequence in a particular order, or if it's telling a story from history. Recipes are also chronological, right? In order to bake the cake properly, you have to turn the oven on first. And to that end, you can generally identify this text structure by looking for time words like first or last or finally. So a chronological account could be the history of the origins of modern-day pizza in 19th century Naples, or a step-by-step recipe for making pizza dough. Here's an example of the chronology of ordering pizza. This is how you order pizza. First, look up reviews or ask a neighbor to find the best pizza near you. Then, call the pizza place and place your order. Be sure to give your address. Next, it's time to wait. When the pizza finally arrives, make sure to tip the delivery person. Compare and contrast. You've probably heard of this one. When a text compares 2 or more ideas, that's a compare-contrast. The compare step discusses similarities, how things are similar, and then the contrast step discusses how those things are different. Look for clue words like same or different, both and neither, in contrast or on the other hand. Here's an example. When talking about pizza, a long-standing debate is often between deep dish and thin crust pizza. One benefit of deep dish pizza is how efficient it is. Because of its thickness, a 12-inch deep dish pie can serve 6 people. One drawback is that it can be quite messy to eat. Thin crust pizza is good because it's less messy than deep dish, but it's thin, so it takes a larger pizza or multiple pizzas to feed the same number of people as a deep dish pizza can. Cause and effect. This one does what it says on the tin, right? It describes how one idea or event causes another. Here's an example. To celebrate my great report card, my parents let me order pizza with all my favorite toppings. After we ate, we were too stuffed to do anything else. Now, what caused us to get pizza? My great report card. What was the effect of the pizza? We were stuffed. Maybe it was a stuffed pizza. If you stuff yourself with stuffed pizza, does that make you more stuffed than if you stuff yourself with unstuffed pizza? You may scoff, but this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. Problem and solution. In this kind of text structure, the author describes a problem and then explains how that problem was solved. So imagine you want pizza, but you can't have traditional pizza because you're a celiac. You can't have wheat. Necessity is the mother of invention. Enter the cauliflower crust pizza made from cooked cauliflower, cheese, and a variety of gluten-free flours. Alright, so what was the problem? You can't eat wheat and pizza dough is made of wheat. How do you solve that problem? By making pizza crust out of cauliflower, which I promise tastes better than it sounds. Finally, description. This is sort of like an encyclopedia entry that explains basic information about a topic, like an explainer piece about what pizza is. I'm going to read this as though I have never heard of pizza before. Pizza, a round flatbread traditionally served warm, originated in Naples, Italy in the 19th century. This flatbread is generally baked at very high temperatures, topped with flavorful tomato sauce and melted mozzarella cheese, and served in slices. If you find yourself looking at an informational text and you're struggling to figure out what the structure is, subtract the specifics. If you subtract the specifics, it'll help you think about the structure, and if it helps, you can substitute those specific details about the text with pizza. Is this silly? Yeah, of course. Does it work? I think it does. So is the text structured like a recipe or the history of pizza? If so, it's chronology. Is it comparing two kinds of pizza? Well, then it's a compare and contrast. Does it explain how a good report card led to a pizza dinner? It's cause and effect. Does it describe a pizza problem and how it was solved in a pizza way? Well, that's a problem-solution structure. And finally, does it straightforwardly describe what a pizza is without a detailed chronology, comparison, or problem? Because if so, that's a description. Those are only 5 possible ways to structure a piece of writing. They're by no means the only ways, but identifying these will give you the tools to learn even more structures so that you can better understand how writers shape ideas. I hope that this helped, and I also hope that you want pizza now, because I certainly do. You can learn anything. David out.
So, in your Google Classroom today, 4th graders, you are looking for something called Friday Nonfiction Text Bootcamp Blooket. Now, when you open this assignment, you will see that you have 2 different links that are attached to your assignment, and you need to be sure to open both of them. The first one says Blooket Score, and it is a Google form. The second one is the actual link to the assignment. So it says play Blooket. And if you have not played Blooket before, it is a whole lot like Kahoot, but it is a whole lot more fun than Kahoot because you have a mini game that goes along with your question. So I'm going to show you. Oh, what did I just do? Okay. So when I open this link, it will take me to the screen, and I'm going to enter my nickname as Miss C. Now, make sure when you enter your nickname, you put something that has your name in it so that we know who's played. So make sure your name is somewhere in your nickname. And I'm going to click this arrow. So my mini game is called Cafe. So I'm going to click this button right here that says New Game. And when I click that new game button, it will come up to a slide or a screen that says, would you like a quick tutorial? And you can click that no button because I'm going to be talking you through what you need to do. So your goal for this homework assignment, for this assignment today, is to keep your cafe open for 5 days. So you're going to click cool. So this is your cafe, and in order to restock food, you have to click this blue button at the bottom. And to restock food, you have to answer questions that I have created about text features and text structures. So it says, you can tell when a cat is angry. Its ears are laid back and it may hiss. So what kind of structure is that? And I know that it is a cause and effect structure, so I'm going to click that cause and effect button. Oh, but it wasn't right. And that's okay. If we get them wrong, that's okay. So it'll tell me the correct answer, and I can just click anywhere on the screen to go to the next one. Now, these are my customers, and they are asking for food. And these little time boxes are how long they have been there. But I don't have any food to give them because I have no correct answers yet. So I'm going to hit restock food. How long do people sleep each night? People sleep an average of 8 hours per night. So what is that structure? And I know that's a question answer text structure, so I got that one correct. So that means I get 1 piece of bread. So I am going to send that to my friend over here. And he gave me $2. So I'm going to restock my food. And every time I do this, I'm going to answer a question. So I am going to read my text structure and I'm going to go through it. Now, if I get them right, I will get food. And when I get them wrong, I do not get food. And that is okay. So when I am done, I'm going to come back to my Blooket score. And whatever score you get on your cafe, that is what you are going to put in this Google form. Now, if you fill out the Google form and have not played the game, we will know, your teacher will know, because when you enter your nickname, it keeps track of your score. So make sure you are playing the Blooket and answering the questions first, and then going back and entering the score and not just entering a random number here. You have this Blooket for about 10 minutes. You are playing for about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. So you are trying to get the highest score you can and answer the most questions you can in that 15-minute time period. So make sure you do that. If you have any questions about how to play, what to do, you're unsure, you can log on with me at 2:30 for my study hall hours, and we will talk about it and we will get you sorted out. And I think that's all I need to tell you. So have a great weekend, fourth graders. I will see you on Monday.